Recently, Smita Hashim, Chief Product Officer at Zoom, spoke at length about generative AI, tools such as ChatGPT and Bard. She summed up the path ahead for organizations of all sizes, saying, "There is so much potential for generative AI to reduce stress, increase productivity, and ultimately deliver better business outcomes. The promise of it seems limitless for truly transforming the way we collaborate and work." Now, these are lofty statements, yet Smita is exactly the type of expert we should look to in moments like this. Not only does Zoom leverage generative AI across their business, but Smita is a self-proclaimed technology nerd. She especially loves new technologies that promise to help people. And when we think about the people we are hoping to help, the average employee spends 28% of their work week just on email. If we broaden this discussion of AI into even more perspective, nearly every working adult is tied to their smartphone. It is so integral to our work and to our personal lives that you'd likely feel very uneasy if you misplaced your phone. Now, recently, one of our colleagues and co-founder Colin James was delivering a keynote in Dubai at a conference all around artificial intelligence and automation. Another speaker at the conference was Dr. Ed Chalice, who's a tall, lanky academic who's also one of the world's most renowned AI experts. Dr. Chalice compared the invention of the iPhone to where we sit today with AI. And he surmised that Steve Jobs could never have envisioned the extent to which the iPhone would revolutionize our lives. Yet Dr. Chalice believes the impact of AI will be 100x the invention and impact of the iPhone. So how do we embrace this monumental shift? Through this short video, we'll explore a few tips and techniques to get started on this journey of using generative AI in your work. A lot of you will think, I don't have enough time to dedicate to a new tool, to a new platform. Yet this push towards generative AI is all about productivity and efficiency. Those who are not able to integrate and weave this into their work will likely get passed by those who are able and willing to do it. Now, if you're not a technologist, if you have a hard time wrapping your head around new tech, that's totally fine. Because generative AI, the tools that are coming out to leverage this new part of technology, is fairly straightforward in most scenarios. Hands up for anyone who has been Googling things for so long they cannot remember a time without it. This is going to be a very simple transition because all of us who are capable of leveraging a search engine are capable of leveraging generative AI. My name is Critter Gilpin, and I have spent my working life thinking about how we communicate, how we learn, and how we engage our workforces in some of that change, some of those learning events. And in this video, I'll help explore some of these new ideas that we are going to think about, kind of really shifting the way in which we approach this in fairly quick succession. So if we think about AI playing a role in learning and development, how long are you willing to sit back before embracing this 100x iPhone moment? Now, there are three aspects that I think we need to explore. One is really working smarter for those of us who work in silos a lot or work individually. Generative AI is an excellent tool that we can use to not only challenge the ideas we're coming up with, but also help us brainstorm new ideas. If we are looking for a new way to address a certain pain point or frustration or problem in our workplace, how do we prompt generative AI to spit back some ideas that we can then mull over and think about, well, some of these are worth testing in my workplace and others are probably likely something we can throw out fairly quickly. So that's one aspect, the way in which we use this tool, or these tools, plural, to really challenge our ideas and help us brainstorm. Number two is exploring platforms for not only generating learning content, but also supporting learners during a learning event. So this may be creating new courses or offerings within your workplace, but it also extends to how do we create feedback loops using generative generative AI to help provide feedback to learners that aren't reliant on individuals like ourselves. And the third is going to be managing complexity for larger rollouts. This is something that I see as really impactful when we're trying to create individual learning pathways for a broad or complex or large group of individuals. So what does that cohort need? That cohort is likely going to need a lot of different offerings. So how do we use AI to help us tailor those individual learning programs so everybody's not getting the sheep dip approach, as I like to say? So these three different ideas are aspects that we should be using generative AI to explore. If we are stuck, it is all about going to the tool and using prompts similar to how we originally would think about Googling things. The words we put in are going to determine the words or the responses we get back. So how do we iterate on the prompts we're delivering a generative AI tool so that some of that natural language processing can spit back something or produce something that's going to be more effective? So whether we're using this to challenge our ideas or create a bit of brainstorming, whether we are using it to create content or support learners in feedback loops, or trying to create individual learning pathways, generative AI has the ability to shift the way that we work, allowing us to become more productive and more effective. It may even be able to reduce the reliance on email in some of our learning programs. So this is something that we come back to, that 28% of our working week. How do I decrease that and allow myself to invest time in something that's much more impactful to my team, my organization, and ultimately my own career? So best of luck as you take this plunge into generative AI, and we look forward to hearing about all the results. Thank you.